Good morning, my dear students. Today, in economics, we are going to start a new chapter that is People as Resource. Children, in this chapter, we are going to study about the human capital, gross national product, human capital formation, and the advantages of educated and healthy population. Now, children, what is human resource? People as a resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. Or, in other words, by the term human resource, we mean the size of population of a country along with its efficiency, educational qualities, productivity, organizational abilities, and farsightedness. People as a resource is a way of referring to a country's working population in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. Looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product. Children, like other resources, population also is a resource, a human resource. This is the positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side. Considering only the problem of the providing the population with food, education, and access to health facilities. Children, population is an asset for the economy rather than a liability. It becomes human capital when investments are made in its healthcare, training, and education. When we talk about people as resource, we are referring to their existing productive skills and abilities. Investment in human capital through education, training, and medical facilities is similar to investment in physical capital. Land and capital cannot become useful by themselves unless human capital make them useful. That is why human capital is superior to other form of capital. When the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation. That adds to the productive power of the country just like physical capital formation. Children, investment in human capital through education, training, medical care yields a return just like investment in physical capital. If investment in human capital is done in the form of education and health, it can add value to human resource. Children, healthier the population, healthier the people, the more they work and more they produce and they will earn more. Therefore, it will increase the productivity of the country. Health sector development can prove useful for the healthy economy. For the economy, healthier the people, the more they work and more they produce. As it is said, health is wealth. A healthy person's capacity to work increases and he becomes more productive and hence earns more. Children, education helps in the human capital formation in the following ways. Investment in education of human resource results in the formation of human capital. One can earn higher income because of higher productivity of the more educated or better trained person, thus contributing towards the human capital formation. Investment in human resource via education and medical care can give higher rates of return in the future. Children, for many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. But a large population need not to be liability. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. For example, by spending resources on education and health for all, training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific researchers, and so on. Not only do the more educated and the healthier people gain through the higher incomes, society also gains in other indirect ways because the advantages of a more educated or a healthier population spreads to those also who themselves were not directly educated or given health care. In fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and the physical capital. Human resource can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. Children, with the help of two case studies, I'll try to illustrate how people can try to become a more productive resource. There were two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in the same village. Sakal was 12-year-old boy. His mother, Sheila, looked after the domestic chores. His father, Bhuta Chaudhary, worked in an agricultural field. Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. His uncle, Shyam, had passed his matriculation examination but was sitting idle in the house as he had no job. Bhuta and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. They forced him to join the village school, which he soon joined. He started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. His father persuaded him to continue his studies. He raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course in computers. Sakal was a meritorious and interested in studies from the beginning. With the great vigor and enthusiasm, he completed his course. After some time, he got a job in a private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. This software helped him increase the sale of the firm. His boss acknowledged his service and rewarded him with a promotion. Now, the story of Vilas. Vilas was an 11-year-old boy residing in the same village as Sakal. Vilas' father, Mahesh, was a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. His mother, Geeta, sold fish to earn money to feed the family. She bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi. She could earn rupees 20 to 30 a day by selling fish. Vilas became a patient of arthritis. His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor. He could not go to school either. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Vilas, too, was forced to sell fish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only meager income. Now, children, what did we observe from the case studies? In the two case studies, we saw that Sakal went to school and Vilas did not go. Sakal was physically strong and healthy. There was no need for him to visit the doctor frequently, while Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor. Sakal acquired a degree in the computer programming and found a job in a private firm, while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother and he earned meager income like his mother to support his family. In the case of Sakal, Several years of education added to the quality of the labor. This enhances his total productivity, which adds to the growth of the economy. Thus, in turn, pays an individual through salary or in some other form of his choices. In the case of Vilas, there could not be any education or health care in the early part of his life. He spends his life selling fish like his mother, hence, he draws the same salary of the unskilled labor as his mother. Children, a child too, with investment made on her education and health, can yield a high return in the future in form of higher earnings and the greater contribution to society. Educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their child. This is because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. They are also conscious of their proper nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's need for education at school and good health. A virtuous cycle is thus created in this case. In contrast, a vicious cycle may be created by disadvantaged parents who themselves are uneducated and lacking in hygiene, keep their children in a similarly disadvantaged stage. Countries like Japan have invested in human resource. They did not have any natural resource. These countries are developed or rich countries. They import the natural resources needed in their country. How did they become rich and developed? They have invested on peoples, especially in the field of education and health. These people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Efficiency and the technology evolved by the people have made these countries rich and developed. That's all for today, children. Thank you and have a nice day.